TMZ Live. Making a Murderer was a true crime sensation when the first season came out, and everyone followed the story about Stephen Avery and his nephew Brendan Dassey, who were convicted for the murder of journalist Teresa Halbach. Well, you know what happened at the end of season one, and Stephen Avery was convicted. He is still in prison, and Brendan Dassey also in prison, though he is waiting for an appeal, hoping to get out. So now season 2 has come along, and you would think everyone all in, right? Because it was a huge sensation the first time around. There's a little criticism about it this time. And joining us right now to talk about that is Kathleen Zellner, who is the attorney who's come on board for Stephen Avery, trying to get him another trial. And she's joining us now to talk about season 2. Kathleen, welcome to TMZ Live.
Thank you.
So, what do you say to the criticism of season 2, which is that it seems more almost like a scripted drama now than the documentary, which season 1, Making a Murderer, was, and season 2 is intended to be as well?
Actually, I think it's just the opposite. Season 2 is much more detailed. We've got at least 10 experts across the country that have re-examined all of the state's evidence, and so we've been able to provide answers to questions that people had, such as, was the blood planted in Teresa Halbach's RAV4? Did the bullet really go through her skull? Was the hood latch DNA legitimate? So what season 2 does is it explores the post-conviction process. So what's normal for an attorney like myself or other post-conviction attorneys is what the public is seeing in season 2. So our job is to deconstruct the state's case, and we've done that with scientific evidence, and then we present it to the court, hoping that a new trial will be granted. We are at the first stage of that process.
So, Kathleen, one of the things that the big plot changes, I guess, from season 1. In season 1, they were mainly presenting this as a case of police corruption, that the police, that maybe there was evidence that it was planted. But this season now, it seems that there's a new focus on Brendan's brother, Bobby, that perhaps he is the one who did this. And I think that's what makes people think it's sort of like, oh, well, that was season 1, now we need a new plot.
Right.
And it seems like they sort of changed it. Right.
And let me clarify that for you. So what an attorney such as myself does is we follow the scientific evidence. So my job, and what I've done in my other 20 exonerations, is to bring in scientists and to absolutely get to the bottom of what actually happened and to re-examine the evidence. And does the evidence point to another suspect, which is also what I'm supposed to be doing to create reasonable doubt. So all states allow the interjection of a third-party suspect.
Right.
What happened at Mr. Avery's trial is there were no experts presented for him. He had one forensic anthropologist. The state had 14 experts. That's why he was convicted. So now we've undone that with scientists.
And then are you going to do a season 3? Because you've obviously already wrapped on season 2. Are you going to do a season 3?
My goal is to win the case with the appellate court. We're filing our brief on December 20th. I have no idea what the plans are of any season 3. I'm not involved in that determination. My job is to continue to explore the evidence through my experts and to file a brief on December 20th, which we're working on as we speak.
Okay, Kathleen, we're almost out of time, but I wonder if the fact that you are now part of this documentary series, and I wonder if in your job, in trying to get cases overturned, do the popularity of shows like Making a Murderer, or Dateline, and all the true crime series, does it make your job harder, or does it make it easier that people are more informed? Which is it?
It makes it easier because we've gotten such outstanding tips on the Avery case since the second season has come out. So you know that the real killer is still out there, and you know there are other people who know who that individual is. And we've gotten outstanding tips in the last 6 weeks that we think those tips are going to help us win the case. So on balance, it's extremely helpful that the public is informed. They're informed about what the issues are.
Would it make it harder to get a jury if you were to get a new
jury's
trial?
looking for the gotcha thing.
No. I mean, my gosh, this case had so much publicity pre-trial. If publicity was going to move the case to a different venue, that would have happened a long time ago. The prosecutor gave a press conference and announced Brendan Dassey's confession, which is a complete ethical violation. So, on balance, it's been a plus. The more educated the public is, the more educated jurors will be about procedure, what evidence is required. So that's all on balance a very good thing.
All right. Okay. Well, Kathleen.
Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hopefully, we won't need luck. I think we're going to do it on the evidence.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And maybe you won't need a season 3 at all. So.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
And that'd be great.
All right.
Put
Thank
note
you so
on
much.
season 2.
All right. We are going to take a break. When we come back.